It's amazing how quickly a month can go by. And it's also amazing how little blatant self-promotion I've squeezed in this week. So here's a little bit of time for a shameless plug. If you'd like to schedule in some time with me through one of my Empower Hours, an empowered approach to astrology, you can do that through the link above. So it didn't quite turn out exactly how you planned for it to. Okay, well, maybe it didn't even come anywhere near what you planned for it to. Okay, well, you don't really know what the hell's going on, but it doesn't really fit the model and the idea that you were pushing for with the recent changes you were planning on making. As a matter of fact, you're likely finding yourself in the present moment having to reconstruct something that you were already taking apart and putting back together again. And you don't really know quite what to do with it because, well, the idea that you had, it made complete and perfect sense when you started off. And it felt right in your heart. You are only going with the guidance that you felt was absolutely the correct thing to do. But here you find yourself in a situation where things have kind of gotten out of hand. You're being driven by a sense of purpose and meaning, and you know you've got to continue in this particular direction. But now you're beginning to question because things have just kind of gone topsy-turvy, upside down, right? And it just doesn't feel quite like you were expecting. So what are you going to do? Are you going to give up? Are you going to throw in the towel? Are you going to keep going at something that you really in your heart know that you really kind of have to keep going at? Well, at least we have answered one of those questions that we needed to get to the heart of. This particular full moon cycle is taking place in Mula Nakshatra with aspects from Mercury in the equation, asking you to refine a little bit further a process that you had in place. You see, it wasn't so much that you had the wrong idea in mind, because to be quite fair, you didn't. It wasn't so much that your heart was in the wrong place or you were heading in the wrong direction, because to be quite fair, you're not. You're heading in absolutely the right direction, and you shouldn't be questioning your heart in this particular matter. As a matter of fact, you should have 100% complete confidence and remember to take a breath every now and then. So, what to do from this particular moment onward? Okay, well, you have to do a little bit of reassessing. If there's anything that you perhaps had, well, a little bit askew, it was the fact that you were trying to conquer something all at once when perhaps you needed to take care of it a little bit at a time. You see, you felt passionate, you felt driven, and you felt sure that this was the right thing to do. So to be quite fair, you were driven by that confidence, but you went at the whole situation trying to take care of something that's, well, pretty huge, when perhaps you would have been better suited taking a look at, maybe I can take care of this aspect of it first, and then maybe a little bit of energy applied in this direction might be the best thing to do. And then perhaps once those two things are in place, well, focusing on this particular matter, that likely would have been a better approach. And well, at least you're kind of recognizing that now. So what do? Well, you're going to have to adapt on the fly. Now you know that this is too big for you to take care of all in one go, but it's not too big for you to take care of. And that's the bit and that's the bit that you need to remember and that you need to focus on. This is something you can do. You just perhaps need to slow down. You need to reassess. You need to take the steps that you can handle one step at a time. Don't see this as something that's bigger than you, because it's not, but see it as something that you need to approach a little bit at a time, making a bit of progress in one direction, a bit of progress in another direction, and don't forget those loose ends that you were having to tie up from the past. You kind of want to forget those, but you can't forget those now. Those need to be taken care of and they need to be added into the mix. And as a matter of fact, that could just be one of the things that's kind of pulling you back and keeping you from progressing as quickly as you would like to be progressing. And so what's the best way to approach it? Well, like I said, a little bit at a time. Don't forget the loose ends. Focus on what you can take care of in one moment. The moment it begins to feel too big, take a look at how you might be approaching things from the macro level, when instead you need to go into things from the micro level. But when you go into things from the micro level, don't get down to the nitty-bitty, iggly-wiggly, squiggly-squaggly details and go into the nth degree. Instead, take care of what you can take care of. When that's taken care of, move on to the next step. And if you could use a little bit of help with that process, again, I do offer several different levels of astrological service. All of these are available through the astrological services page on my website. If you're interested in scheduling in with me, you can do that at the link you'll see above. That's going to do it for this look at the full moon in Mula Nakshatra, which takes place on the 14th of June, 2022. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.